Asian music space has exploded over the past decade, and for a lot of people, K-pop dominates the conversation. Groups like BTS and Blackpink make headlines worldwide, and it seems like Korea is the only country exporting pop on a global scale. But there's so much more happening beyond K-pop, and that's where Ppop, or Filipino pop, is making its mark. Artists like SB19 and Jio are proving that talent, culture, and community can reach international audiences without needing a massive Korean-style system behind them. Before we dive in fully into this topic, please do well to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Trust me, you won't want to miss the updates we have for you. With that said, let's dive in. For years, K-pop has dominated the Asian music scene internationally. Groups like BTS, Blackpink, and Twice have made headlines all over the world, from major charts to global tours. And while this is amazing for Asian representation in general, it's also created a spotlight that mostly shines on South Korea. But the thing here is, Asia is huge. There's an incredible amount of talent outside Korea, and Filipino pop, or Ppop, is leading the way. Artists like SB19, Jio, and MNL48 have been building serious fanbases not just in the Philippines, but globally. Yet, when award shows like the Asian Artist Award happen, K-pop tends to dominate the stage, the nominations, and the headlines. That's why this conversation matters. Ppop isn't just copying K-pop. It's evolving, it's authentic, and it deserves recognition. So, what exactly makes Ppop different from K-pop? First, Ppop stands out because it blends global pop sounds with Filipino culture in a way that feels natural and authentic. When you listen to Ppop, you don't just hear catchy beats or polished choreography, you hear the Filipino language, the stories, the emotions, and the experiences of everyday life in the Philippines. The lyrics didn't debut under big labels with enormous budgets, sprawling marketing campaigns, or celebrity connections. Instead, they started from scratch, often facing skepticism and limited resources. Their rise was built through relentless training, discipline, and the consistent sharpening of their craft. They had to earn every note, every choreography line, every stage moment. And they weren't alone, their fans, known as Otten, became an integral part of their journey. From day one, these supporters believed in the group, shared their music, promoted their performances, and celebrated every milestone. The relationship between Ppop artists and their fans isn't just transactional, it's collaborative. Fans are partners in the success story. Finally, Ppop isn't just music, it's a movement. The fanbase doesn't passively consume content, they actively help create it, turning passion into action. Fans organize streaming parties to boost music rankings, coordinate hashtag campaigns to trend their favorite songs, and mobilize voting drives for awards. They even translate content, introduce new listeners to the music, and defend the artists online when needed. In many ways, the fans become the promotion, turning grassroots energy into real-world results. That level of organic support is something traditional awards often overlook, but it's exactly the kind of influence and dedication that deserves recognition. Ppop shows that when talent, culture, and community come together, the results are unstoppable, and the world is finally starting to take notice. Now, let's talk about why awards like the Asian Artist Award actually matter. Because on the surface, you might think, it's just a trophy, right? But it's way more than that. Awards give artists exposure, they put their names, their music, and their performances in front of new audiences who might never have discovered them otherwise. They offer validation, showing both fans and the industry that these artists are worth paying attention to. And they open doors, opportunities for collaborations, international tours, media appearances, and more. For many artists, an award isn't just a shiny object, it's a career boost. But here's the problem: if these awards keep focusing almost entirely on K-pop, it sends a subtle message that only one part of Asia is ready for the world. It overlooks the incredible talent emerging in other countries, from the Philippines to Thailand, Indonesia, and beyond. By recognizing Ppop and other non-Korean Asian artists, award shows can do something much bigger than handing out trophies. They can showcase the full diversity and richness of Asian music. They can tell the world, look, talent is thriving everywhere across this continent, it's not just Seoul that's producing stars. And that kind of recognition doesn't just benefit the artists, it benefits fans, the industry, and the global perception of Asian music as a whole. Of course, Ppop still faces some very real challenges. First off, there's visibility. Even though groups like SB19 are gaining international attention, a lot of people outside the Philippines still don't know Ppop exists. It's not yet on the global radar in the same way K-pop is, and that makes breaking through to new audiences harder. Then there's funding and resources. Many Ppop groups simply don't have the massive budgets that K-pop groups enjoy for music videos, promotions, or world tours. They often have to be creative and resourceful, finding ways to make a big impact with limited means. And finally, there's perception. Some people still see Ppop as K-pop inspired or derivative, rather than appreciating its own voice and identity. But the truth is, Ppop has grown into its own genre. These artists bring real skill to the table, tight choreography, strong vocals, meaningful storytelling, and stage presence that rivals anyone in K-pop. And let's not forget the fanbase. Ppop fans, like Auden for SB19, are passionate, organized, and fiercely supportive. They rival any K-pop fandom in dedication. When you look at the music, the performances, and the community together, it's clear, Ppop isn't copying. It's standing on its own, evolving, and ready to take its place on the global stage. So, why is now the perfect moment for Ppop to make its mark? The internet has completely changed the game. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, and Twitter have leveled the playing field. Artists no longer have to rely solely on big labels, radio play, or TV exposure to reach fans. Now, one viral video, one shared performance clip, or one reaction video can introduce a Ppop group to audiences around the world almost overnight. And that's exactly what we're seeing with groups like SB19. They've performed in the US, sold out arenas, and even collaborated with international artists, all without the massive Korean-style system behind them. Their rise proves that talent, strategy, and fan support can create global momentum on their own. The energy is here, the fan base is ready, and the music speaks for itself. Ppop isn't just waiting in the wings anymore, it's stepping onto the global stage. And that's why award shows like the Asian Artist Award need to catch up. They need to recognize that Asia's music scene is bigger and more diverse than just one country. The momentum isn't coming, it's already happening. At the end of the day, Ppop isn't just some regional genre confined to the Philippines. It's music with global appeal, rooted in local culture, and brought to life by incredibly talented artists and passionate, dedicated communities. The energy, the creativity, and the heart behind it deserve to be celebrated on the biggest stages, not just in Korea, but across all of Asia. Awards shows need to reflect that reality and recognize the full spectrum of Asian music. If you're as excited as I am about Ppop finally getting the recognition it deserves, there are things you can do to help make it happen. Support these artists by streaming their music, sharing their performances on social media, introducing new listeners to their work, and making sure award shows and the global music industry know that people are paying attention. Every share, every stream, every conversation matters. And of course, if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. That way, you won't miss any of our future deep dives into music, culture, and why representation across all genres and countries really matters. Thanks so much for watching.